Wouldn't be a Battlefront 2 stream if we didn't get Geonosis defending. Yeah, game's almost over. Maybe I'll match me. Actually, it's just the beginning. But it doesn't look like anybody's on it, so maybe it is just on the beginning. But now that I'm here, they're like, let's get overtime! Yes, let's keep sniping from here, sniper. The one time I want you to do this. How are you standing on that bush, good sir? Yeah, that's such a good spot. Look at all you can see from here, dude. I thought snipers were, like, smart. I guess not.
Resistance transport has escaped.
I'm gonna get so many kills from this position that I can't even see anybody. Watch, he has the most kills at the end of the game. He's just absolutely destroying the enemy team. Ah, no wonder. That explains a lot. Hello, Dev. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Mythic. Still Takadana, though. Now we're going to be the defending side, so... Well, we tried. I was hoping we'd get crate. Oh, backed out. Glad you're back. Come on, Takadana. Man, the last 2 days, Galactic Assault has really not been giving us good lobbies. What's the problem, bruv? We got lucky yesterday in Heroes vs. Villains, but I don't think we could do that 2 days in a row. Ugh, do we just want to go to Supremacy? I don't know. I don't want to go there either. Hello, Martin. Damn, we might have to go to Supremacy, you guys. Ugh! Oh, Jesus. This is how we're starting the stream. If my internet were to suddenly crash, I wouldn't be too mad right about now. Damn, every email I'm getting is tax stuff. Like, stop it! I know I need to do it. I just wait till the last second every time. Can we even find a Supremacy match? There we go. Oh my god. Well, at least it's just starting. If it even builds up. Stream's off to a slow start, and so's the game. I think we should just get off right now. No idea what I'm gonna eat. I don't feel good. Don't feel like eating anything. Too fat. I probably shouldn't be eating either. Oh my god. Gonna be a long stream today, isn't it? Might just have to go to Heroes vs. Villains. Little big man. Well, I give up. You win, Supremacy. I didn't want to play anyway. Still talking on it? Yeah. Alright, you win, Heroes vs. Villains. You win. Oh my goodness, I can't stop yawning today. Nope, I don't give a shit about Marvel. I think Mando is gonna get either trained by Luke or Ahsoka to help swing the saber a bit better. It's kind of looking like Luke at this point if he's gonna be going back there. Makes sense. Luke's literally a teacher right now, so. Where Ahsoka's like, dude, I'm looking for Thrawn, bro. I ain't got time to teach your stupid ass. But Luke's like, hey, I'm a teacher. So I'm kind of thinking the guy I'm playing right now is gonna do it. But who knows?
Tell your superiors, I'm coming.
I just don't want to see that in the next episode. Save that for Mando. I want to see him come back. I was even thinking on my hey, here's Boba. Man, every time we talk about something, they pop up. I think how the next episode's gonna go down, at least if I could shoot it, we wouldn't see anything to do with the Mandalorian. He wouldn't even be in that episode. It's just Boba doing his thing, better than this Boba who looks completely lost. And we'll only see Mando again at the end of the episode, or the end of the season, in the last episode. So it's kind of like some time elapsed. So he's been off training briefly, not for too long, you know, just, he's not gonna be a master Jedi, but, you know, give him a little help in some of his saber wielding. And then we'll get to see that on the last episode. And then we can, in the Mandalorian, then we can actually see him go see Grogu and Luke. But they don't have time to be wasting on those things with only 2 episodes left. How was my day today? Good until I got on this game.
All right, Chewie, see what you can do.
The stream's slow and the game's slow. So I was like, oh, I was doing good. I was listening to music, man. Learning how sailors shit. It was a fun day. Like sailors back in the day, not current sailors.
Yell out if you need a rescue.
I could just ask Mighty that. Come here, you fucking bastard. You floaty bastard. Not even joking. That dude in that like 3 seconds had more time using a jetpack than Boba has in a whole season when you think about it. Kind of a funny tidbit. We got a one-hander over here, watch out. Wait, what? Oh, he got pulled. I was like, what? How did he go that way? Nah, he tried. He tried, you guys.
Destiny proves no match for the villains daring to challenge the legendary Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah, episode 5 was a great episode. Got me really excited for the Mando, but I still want to see some cool shit in Boba. Yeah, but they usually do. Every episode, every season ending's gonna have huge cliffhangers. That, for me anyway, that won't make up for bad writing. So if it's not poorly, or if it is poorly written, it's still gonna be cool, but it's gonna be like, dang, they could have done better. And Rodriguez getting it, by the looks of it, is actually really worrying me. But again, those big things, like big, what do you want to call them? Like secrets or surprises might help us overlook some of the bad writing. Where if it's a slow episode, you kind of don't, because you just kind of focus on it. Oh my god. One more. On the ship I was looking at, it was like a Napoleonic time, to give you a time frame, but like it was, picture a deck like outside of a house, like you know how you're above the ground, but if you look below there's just dirt, but picture a hole, like a porta potty, what do you call it, like seat. You'd sit there, shit, and on this boat they had a long rope they would throw over the side with it kind of frayed at the end. And when you need to wipe, you just pull it out of the water, wipe, then you throw it back in, and the water will clean it. And every sailor did that. I was like, wow, interesting. Random tidbits of information I did not know. Sometimes those are the best bits of information. It was like a whole like hour-long thing on these ships, and yet that's the thing I took away from it. Like, that's how they ship. Interesting. It's like, what the fuck? Some of the dumbest information is what sticks. Like, alright, I'll remember that, though, but not all the things that are more interesting. I don't know how my dog's still alive. I really think he's a cat. He got like 9 lives. There's probably been at least 4 to 5 times where I thought that fucker was dead. And he's like, nope, I'm still gonna come back. And now he's just as normal as he was the day before that happened. Like, what? I don't understand him. I think he's faking it. I think he's a faker.
The of the Force is in flux. It's up to the heroes of the galaxy to defend the light against the villains of the dark side. Let the show begin.
I don't know. We explained yesterday how if they do bring Windu back, to have him be what do you call it? Like a final surprise. There is a way they could do it, but he's not gonna. Boba's not gonna fight him now. It would be more. Oh, we got viewers on the game. Oh, okay, bye. That's what happens when you wait in the lobby for too long. They can't really. There's no time, especially if they waste another episode on the Mando, which I don't think they're going to do. I know people have been wanting that. Like, oh, I can't wait. We're not going to see that in the Book of Boba. I fucking hope not, but I really don't think they'll do that. But even then, with just 2 episodes, there's no time to bring in a Windu, really. So if they do bring in a Windu, and that's a big if, there is a way they could do it. But if they do, it will be a last-second thing that leads into the next season. Like, kind of how in the end of the last Mandalorian season, they showed Boba. And like, oh, okay, that's going to lead into that. So it will be more like that if they use Windu. And maybe that's it. I hope to God they don't mean they're going to bring in Luke. It's just, again, we explained it yesterday. It's not the time or place, and they're just like throwing it in for the sake of throwing it in. That will disappoint me. It will probably be an awesome scene, no matter what. Whether it's seeing him on whatever planet he's training Grogu. It's going to be an amazing scene. Amazing episode. But it should not be in the Book of Boba. Save that for the Mando. So I hope that's not the surprise they're talking about. I still am more inclined to think it's going to be, these next 2 episodes will be getting some more bounty hunters, maybe a boss, or, you know, someone we know, maybe some new ones. Bring in some new muscle. I think that's a good idea. You could bring in some familiar faces, get the nostalgia, but also bring in some new guys we could fall in love with. You know? I want to see some new stuff too. That's a good way. You get a little bit of both. You're probably going to have a Kira and maybe a Han. I think that's a more realistic, what do you want to call it, scenario than seeing a Luke. I really don't want to see Luke here. And I hope to God they don't. I don't think they will, but man, I hope that's not what they're trying to hype up. Because that will just show at that point that they're just here to show you the old people. They don't care how well it fits into the arc of the story. They're just going to show Luke because they know everybody's going to want to see Luke. And that's not the way you want to use it. Mando used him right, and he could still fit in the Mando. But here, it's just, you're squeezing him in for the sake of getting him in there. And it's like, don't do it.
Up and firing.
I picture it if it's a Windu, something along the lines of they just won, and all of a sudden you see some weird robed figure come out, and you can see it's Windu, and it ends. It's like, oh shit, we know he's alive, and shit's about to hit the fan. So maybe Boba won't even see him, or maybe they'll just kind of lock eyes, and you're like, uh oh, here we go, and that's how the next episode or the next season will start. I don't know. It's gonna be something like that if they go down the Windu path. Which again, if you want more details on that, we explained how I thought it could actually fit. I'm not even saying I really want Windu, because I really don't like bringing absolutely everyone that's dead. I'm doing the air quotes when I say dead, because But at the same time, it's Star Wars, and he literally had his hand cut off and fell out a window, which means he's not dead. Because like nobody dies from that in Star Wars, so it's like I could completely see how they could write that in there and have him be the one who rescued Grogu. Like there is a line they could do to bring him back that way, so it might be him. I don't know. We've been pretty good. I don't want to brag. We've been pretty good about predicting certain things, but I don't know. We'll see. How do you become a member on phone? There should be a link in the description. I don't know if it works on phone. I know certain brands and stuff don't really allow it for some dumb reason. So I'm not sure. How do I not get on a hacked server? I'm not playing on PC. It does worry me a little bit on the grand scheme of things that we're going to be seeing so much of Tatooine. Where even on this last episode, they kind of went away from it for a little bit, showed this awesome new planet. Forgot what it was called, but awesome planet. But we're going to be seeing a lot of the same shit. A lot of sand, a lot of Tatooine, and I hope they get away from that somehow. Because you got that, then you're going to have Obi, which is on Tatooine, and I think he'll go somewhere at some point. Especially if they're going to have a Vader fight. I don't think it will be on Tatooine, really, but I don't know. We'll see. Then if you go back with the Mando, he usually explores. But even that would partly be on Tatooine, so it's like, ugh. Like, I think that's one of the reasons people really like this last episode. The only real complaint about the last episode, which I agree with, is, damn, why do we like the Mando episode better than any of the other episodes of Boba? It's like, I know! That is a noticeable problem, but a good problem, because at least we enjoyed it. It's better than hating it, but it did give us a new planet and a different change of scenery, and I was like, wow, that's one of the reasons I like that episode. I was like, wow, we're not just on sand the whole time. This is weird. You know, something like that. We already explained it 1,000 times. Go watch the other one. What?
Commando tactics, going in.
Yeah, it's not supposed to do that.
Right, cutting down.
Unless it's an old link. I don't know. Let me see. Now I'm curious. Oh, I gotta open up another link to look at a link. I don't get to click on my own links if I'm watching from the streamer perspective. Ooh, let me like my own stream. Oh, making that money. Yeah, it's not even... Oh, here it is. Let me see. Come member. Let's see what it does. Where does it take me? Yeah, it takes me to my channel too. What the fuck? And I'm on PC.
Transport taking aim at the palace.
It's weird. Maybe if I wasn't my own channel, it would show a pop-up. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I used to not do that though.
Follow me hard and fast.
I don't think if they do bring him back the way I said, he'll be an evil Windu. I think he'll be a pissed off Windu. He's probably going to be tracking Mando down because he's one of the last people with Grogu.
We haven't lost yet.
Might have that awkward standoff where it's like, what did you do with him? And it's like, whoa now, Windu, whoa now, I'm helping him. You know, they got to kind of talk each other down. And maybe you'll even see in the future Windu going and see Luke because he want to see Grogu too. I don't know. If that's how it plays out. That'd be interesting getting Windu to talk to Luke. Like, wow, part of the old guard talking to the new guard.
Ally taken to the battlefield.
Throw the nade! Hurry! Hurry!
Shutting down the west station. Door seals intact.
It was like a PlayStation planet. A PlayStation. A space station, not a PlayStation. The fuck? That looked like a PlayStation. It's a weird looking PlayStation.
You didn't think I was
They're
gonna run,
unsealing the
did you?
doors. Pull back. Pull back.
I mean, Halo's done that. I've seen that in other movies. I forgot what the movie was. What was it? Was it Elysium?
All right. We hold back those droids.
Yeah, all these movies are the same, man. But they had a... There's a lot of ring planets. It's like a genuine concept people think we could make happen way into the future. No, weird thing is I detonated that charge and it has not gone boom. Let's try it again. Well, now we didn't hit nobody, but at least it did detonate. Streaming gives watch time, but it doesn't really do anything. Honestly, it streams in terms of views and watch time. They don't really do anything for the channel. We're gonna be realistic. I know everybody's always like to stream and shit like that. It's like, yeah, our channel's so small, it literally doesn't do shit, so it doesn't matter.
I gotta shoot you.
Watch time doesn't really get more ad revenue, or not noticeable, because ad revenue is already so small on the live stream anyway, so it's like that doesn't really matter. On videos, that matters big time. On the live stream, not really. Like at the end of this, on an absolutely great day, the estimated earnings might be $5 from ad revenue, and that's not even, that's before they take their cut. So it's just like, watch time doesn't really impact anything that much. Well, that was the theory I said yesterday. If
Public reinforcements landing.
I'll say it again. Okay. If Windu is alive, he has to be the one who rescued Grogu and looked after him. Pretty much, he has to, because he's probably the only one who would know where the hiding spots are in the temple that we know is alive that could rescue him and fit in the story. Two, the reason why he didn't participate in the fight against the Empire, which they would have to explain if he's such a badass Jedi. They did with Yoda. He's old, dying. Obi-Wan kind of did, but he had to wait until Luke was of age. Windu couldn't do that because where Luke ages normally, Yoda doesn't, or Baby Yoda doesn't. So Windu would have to stay out of the fight to watch him. He couldn't leave him. So that would explain why he wasn't in the original trilogy. And then to make it fit, we know at some point he would have to lose Grogu. Some bounty hunters take him when he's not looking, or something. Maybe he even got fucked up by him. I don't know. That's a little weird having Windu getting fucked up by him. But who knows? Something along those lines happens. Somebody steals Grogu. But Windu does not die in that attack, because if you want to see him in Boba, that means he has to survive it. So then, the next question would be, well then why when Grogu put out the call in The Mandalorian, did Luke show up and not Windu? So you would have to write it in that Windu got there but late, and he's on the trail of Mando, who's probably the last guy to really know what's going on. And since he's a bounty hunter who might have taken him, he might be hunting him down thinking he's the bounty hunter that initially stole Grogu for the bad reasons. And then he'll track him to Tatooine. Be like, yo, what the fuck? They have this like weird standoff and they talk each other down and like, no, I'm helping him. He's my dude, man. He's my dude. Look at these little things I got here. It's for him. Don't worry, we're friends. And that would help introduce you in a realistic way, Boba and Windu meeting again. So if they go down the Windu arc, I would imagine it's something along those lines. But if they write it in where he's not the one who rescued Grogu, it's like, damn, you're gonna be writing that's gonna be a tough story to write right there. Yeah, but if you're already monetized, you don't have to worry about getting monetized. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe the original bounty hunters that took them were working with the Empire, which I still kind of think that's a little weird, because wouldn't they send like better people, I guess? But somebody hired those bounty hunters. The bounty hunters weren't doing it. And those are probably the people who took them from Windu. So I don't know. I don't know exactly. It will be interesting to see how they play it out, but I appreciate it, Kieran. Welcome back to the Pancake Brotherhood. I have no idea how many gigs Halo is. I only downloaded the multiplayer side, which is free. I didn't get the single player. So you have to factor that in too.
Landing incursion complete. Wave 2 units commence assault and activate escort programs. Eliminate all troops.
Yeah, they make it as hard as fuck to get a sponsor on here, which I cannot stand. Oh shit, we're gonna reset the Elgato. It's not like we're gonna be a video. I'm not even in a mood. I can feel it already. Today's gonna be one of those days. But you never know. Sometimes luck is on our side. Oh look, a viewer in the game. Like I said, just getting followed by viewers today. We're the most exciting thing that happens to this game, and it's not me bragging either. It's like, wow, that's actually really fucking sad, because this channel's fucking dead. But people will still just follow us. It's like, really? That's the only thing this game got going on right now. That's so fucking sad. No, I don't think we'll see Windu Really. There's a possibility, but if they do, they're going to have to write it something like that. Because you can't just... Like we said about some of the other stuff, they can't just have a good idea. Ooh, we want Windu to see Boba, but you have to find a way to make it fit in the grand scheme of things. And that would be a way they could do it. Like, he survived, he went back to the temple, snuck him out. That would work. There is a way of it happening, so I'm like, I'm riding the path of, if it does happen, it will be something along those lines. Let's put it this way, if you see Windu in the last episode, I'm almost 100% positive he's the one who rescued Grogu. And all they have to do is show his face. That's all I would need. It's like, yep, he's the one who did it. That's how he's alive. And that's how Grogu got out. Like, 1 millisecond of footage of him, that would explain everything. I still think it's going to be Han and Kira, but I don't know. The way they're hyping that up, I don't know. They make it sound like it's something bigger, which scares me that they're going to bring in Luke where he doesn't fit at all. It's like, dude, leave him in his own shit. It doesn't fit here. It fit perfectly in The Mandalorian. Now if they just bring him back for the sake of bringing him back, like, dude, why the fuck would he want to come back to Tatooine and help when he's watching all these kids? It makes no fucking sense. But that's his whole planet. He wants to rid it of evil. Tatooine's been shit the entire time. He didn't care. Boba himself, despite being Mr. Nice Guy here, is still just another crime syndicate. So, and frankly, if they have to, if Boba has to explain how he's gonna be different and take more time out of the last 2 episodes, it's just like, just better leave him off. Leave him in the, what do you call it, in the Mando, where he fits perfectly into the story. I don't even know why we're staying here. It's not gonna be a video. But here we are. Yeah, everybody keeps saying that. I don't know what he said. I don't watch other Battlefront YouTubers. Hopefully good, whatever it was. I'm excited about the new Star Wars games. I don't know how it's gonna go, but in particular the FPS game. And I heard some new information today. That it was the guy who I said made Medal of Honor also worked on some of the original Battlefronts. It was like somehow tied to it. I was like, oh. Again, it's not a Battlefront they're making. I'm not saying that, but like we explained yesterday, that just having a FPS game where you just run around as stormtrooper shooting isn't going to be as successful as having a game where you could play as everything, like a Battlefront. So maybe, even though they can't make a Battlefront 3, they can make a game that is like it, but not. My example is Left 4 Dead and Back 4 Blood. Exact same thing, but the Back 4 Blood people couldn't use the title Left 4 Dead. So they're like, we're going to make the same thing, but call it something else. That's my... If anybody wants to hold on to any shred of hope for a Battlefront 3, that's your only possibility of getting it. That it will be a game very similar. Won't have the title Battlefront 3. But at the end of the day, you run around, you get heroes, and it's the same principle as this. And I don't even think it's going to be that. That would be best case scenario, which I doubt it. And luck never is on my side, but... That's your only hope. So quit bitching about, we want Battlefront 3! Like, no, start looking at what's realistic. And that's the closest way you could get to a Battlefront 3. Anytime within the next 10 years. Like, next time you actually get a Battlefront 3 might be like 10 years down the line or something. Like, it'll be a long ways away. So stop waiting for that shit.
Special operative on site and taking point. Move back to your squad.
Pro player? Clearly doesn't know me. I am absolute trash. Yeah, that's what I mean, see? It seems more... One of the few people who stream this game, unfortunately.
Go, go, go! Grenade in play!
One of the few people who stream it who wishes I could be anywhere else right now. But you guys don't watch anything else, so here we are! Sad reality of the situation. See, a good YouTuber wouldn't say that. You're supposed to never say that shit. But I got a big mouth. Eclipse looks great, but it's just a trailer. They haven't even started on gameplay yet, so it's a long ways away. Probably our best bet for a good single-player game, though. I think it will have more replayability than Fallen Order does. Fallen Order will have a great story, but there's not going to be a whole lot to do. Probably more than the first Fallen Order. But in terms of like grand scheme of things, it's not going to have as much playtime as Eclipse probably will. There you go, Star Wars thoughts. Looks cool. I'm going to try it out.
Have a job.
I didn't hear that they lost their Battlefield rights, but let's just break it down real quick. I'll be probably too honest, because DICE has been my favorite company in the history of games. They made my favorite game of all time, Battlefield 3. But they have been utterly failing on these games of late. Part of that's the developer's fault, and part of that's the higher-ups' fault. But they have been failing miserably, so even if they did lose Battlefield's title, I would not be surprised. Same here for the reason I was saying they weren't going to make a Battlefront 3 is because they just were failing. They did not make enough money. They did not do a good job at the end of the day. It looks good. It's better than the previous one. But just it ultimately didn't pan out. Their updates get worse and worse in terms of gameplay. They did not do a good job, despite what the casual players who don't hardly play it say. And that's an example. They didn't get a chance at this, and now Battlefield's failing. Despite having some good aspects I like, overall they just... I kind of feel like they're getting outdated. They don't know how to make games and make them really successful in this current day and age of games. They're kind of looking like their time is coming, unless they do a radical shift. I don't know, you guys. I don't know. They might not even be making a Battlefield at this point. Like, they're failing on the one they made, and I thought this would be their time for a nice, what do you call it? Like a good time to show off their skills, and so far to this point they've let us down on Battlefield, so they're failing. Like, we've said it before, like, DICE is about to lose their job if they fail at this. We said before we even knew they canceled a Battlefront 3, like, DICE is pulling all their hands and focusing on Battlefield because they've been failing of late. They're going all in on this. They needed to succeed, and if they don't, I don't know how much longer they're going to have a job. That's what we said, like, a year ago probably, before any of this happened. And for that reason, I was like, maybe Battlefield's going to be really good, because they're going to put all their eggs in one basket. They're going to go hard, and so far they're actually failing at it. Again, despite there being things I like about it, overall they aren't succeeding. Even the way they're doing the microtransactions, they're just a complete failure. So it's like, ugh, they're in trouble right now. They won't say that. The higher ups won't say that. They're like, no, we have full faith and confidence in these guys, but their actions say otherwise. Don't listen to their words. Look at their actions. So even if they I didn't hear that they say they canceled Battlefield, like, future plans, but I wouldn't be surprised, let's put it that way.
A special operative
DICE just does not, they don't know what they're doing anymore. They've lost their way. They've gone to the dark side. Well, no, I can't even say they've gone to the dark side. The dark side's cool. They're a Jedi who's now working at a random bar, sucking dick for $2. That's kind of the way they're, the direction they're heading, which is not... Pains me to say it, man. They've made some of my favorite games of all time, and they're just kind of failing of late.
As you wish.
Don't worry about a war with Russia. It's not going to be a war anytime soon. It's just U.S. propaganda. Reasons? They always are like, oh, they're building up on the border. They've been doing that since the last time they invaded. So nothing new. Ukraine has what? I saw in the thing I watched was about 150,000 active duty troops. But if they call up all the reserves, they could get to about 1 million. If Russia invades, they're not going to take all of Ukraine. They would only take part of it. And it would be in a blitzkrieg style attack, which you want the element of surprise. Which, if true, they now lost. So there's one reason they won't do it. But if you know the war is going to take place in the first 2 months, well, that's where all the territory is going to be gained. Pay attention to that. It's going to be a short blitzkrieg style. Where, oh, okay, we got knocked into the sky and then sucked back in. Okay, fantastic game. But if they know that and Ukraine knows imminent invasion's coming, why wouldn't they start mobilizing the reserves? It's not something you do overnight. You got to train them up a little bit. That could take like a month. And if the war's going to be over in 2, why don't you start that before they invade? So no, they're not going to invade. It's just us being stupid as fuck. Biden wanting to look tough, like, yeah, I told that, Putin. Yeah, good job, buddy. Such a man you are. But who knows, I could be wrong. I wouldn't mind him invading. Get some good footage. Crash the market some more. I'm down. No, that wasn't the actual droid that Cal used. It was the same series of droid, but it wasn't the same one. It did have a wounded foot, though, like when we first met whatever that droid's name is. Can't remember his name. But no, I don't think that's the same droid. Oh, that was a good shot, right in my forehead. And that's a good way of saying it.
Top resistance agent on site. Priority target.
Yeah, I don't know how legit that is. I think it's still too early for them to really announce that they're abandoning DICE. I know the higher-ups aren't pleased with DICE, but those fucking retards need to realize they're part of the problem, too. Can't just blame the developers. A lot of it's their fault, too, and they're like, how dare you fuck the game up? But, like, you made them fuck it up. But, like, you can't do this, you can't do that. No, that skin won't work. So did Disney when it came to this game. We have a great skin idea, but it takes... I forgot how long one of the developers said. It takes months to get these fuckers' response back. It's like, dude, it takes you 3 seconds to look at a skin and see if it's okay. Why would it take that long? Like, you goddamn fucking dumbasses. It, whatever, Disney, wherever the fuck, LucasArts, wherever the fuck they go to. I don't know. Goddamn. Swear to God. This company just, in general, from developers up, don't know what the fuck they're doing when it comes to this shit. It's embarrassing, actually. They have a fucking shit ton of money just waiting to be grabbed, and they aren't even grabbing it. And yet the same dumb fans are like, oh, they care about money. It's like, if they really cared about money, they'd make a great game and get all this shit, but they're too dumb to do that.
Move into short range.
Block that shot? Okay. As he swing. Best game ever. Like I said, it's not all the higher-ups' fault. The developers don't know what the fuck they're doing either. But unfortunately, a lot of people who got the game free are like, wow, this game's amazing. It's like, wow, you didn't even play it when it was good, homie. Missing out. Oh, God. Me coming through.
Reinforcements landing. One of the Order's best operatives.
A resistance transport has launched. They've extracted their people. All of this was a waste.
Congratulations, you're the first order. You guys are incompetent as fuck. Such a horrible fucking... What do you call it? I was gonna say empire, but whatever. Group of bad guys. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I don't think it's fully that they're not as passionate. Maybe to a certain extent, but I think it's just the current style of making games from the ground up, from the developers to the higher-ups, and how they want to implement it. In terms of these style of games, like Battlefields and Battlefronts, they're getting a little outdated, and this company is not, they're not shifting well. They need to start figuring out how to transition, and they keep failing, which is not a good thing, but here we are. They did that on this game. Like, again, the crate system in this game was not bad. But, that being said, you know people exaggerate the fuck out of EA things. And know that's going to probably not go over well. Despite not being bad at all in terms of how the game actually played. Coming from someone who played it more than all the people who did it at that time, it was not bad at all. And yet...
Don't let up.
they didn't pivot to skins. Like, they just, again, whether that's the higher-ups or the developers, kind of sounds like it was the higher-ups, like, well, we can't do that. And then you expect them to make money, but you don't let them make things that could make you money when you just lost your previous way of making it with the crates. So it's like, they just don't know what they're fucking doing, honestly. And I'm not just saying that like all the dumbasses who, oh, EA just wants money. Those people don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They just scream. They're the same people who talk politics and like, and racism, and they don't go into any detail. They just scream a catchy phrase that they know people will support. But actually try to look into the details on what we could do to do that. Or why this is happening. And they never do that. They're too dumb to do it. They just want to scream some catchy catchphrase. Like, EA only wants money, but I'm explaining how it's fucked up. Like, there's stuff you gotta do. You can't just scream that and expect you're gonna get somewhere. It's like, I'm giving examples of how I think they're fucking up. Like, it's like, dude, you could have pivoted and started making skins that would recoup your money, and they didn't. And part of that, I do think, even though the higher-ups are the ones who limited on making the skins, like, no, we can't do that. Disney or whoever at the higher-ups won't, what do you want to call it? Look at these skins properly. They take too long to do it, so we can't make them. You need to do a better job of convincing those higher-ups. And I know it's hard, because higher-ups are dumb as fuck. Don't get me wrong. Not saying what they would have had to do was easy, but they needed to do it. Like, if you want the game to succeed, you gotta do something, man. And, like, they didn't do it. Same with this Battlefield thing. They set it up perfectly to be a well-played game and make a lot of money. And so far, they're failing at this. It's like the maps are too big, which they should have been able to catch from the beginning, but they wanted to have that bragging right. Our maps are bigger than COD. Like, dude, stop worrying about COD and start focusing on making a great game. If you make a great game, it will be fine. You don't need to think, how do we beat COD? Just think about how you make a great game. And they're focused on all the shit they shouldn't be. And then, like, okay, well, the game's kind of failing. We want to make it free to play, which, okay, it's a bad move. It's not a good sign. But you could do that if you have a way to make a bunch of microtransactions. And the only skins they've released to this point have been shit and lackluster. So it's like, who's the fuck's gonna buy that? Like, they gotta learn how to pivot quickly and like, okay, this didn't work, new plan. They do not know how to do that well. They just get stuck in their own little cycle of ways, and the moment the first thing fails, they just like, well, fuck it, we fucked up. Let's start thinking of the next game. It's like, dude, you could salvage this, but they're just too dumb to do it. It's like, fuck, it's so annoying. Especially since I love this company. Like I said, I'm not just hating on DICE. They made my favorite game of all time. And they're failing right now. It's like, dude, come on. And again, it's not all just the developer's fault. People always come back on me for saying that. It's like, it's a bit of everybody's fault. Including the fans. We're also partly to blame.
Tell your superiors.
I'm just, honestly, I'm sick of this current shit. Some of the shit is so obvious that they should do and they just don't fucking do it. Surprised she used the stun after I dodged it. Or like, well, I said that wrong. I'm surprised she still pushed me after I dodged the stun. She took the bait. I didn't think she would. Oh, I'm flying now. Wow, okay. Fuck it, we're in here now. Hello, Happy Cow.
My team's not through yet. Drop your weapon.
Like, honestly, it's a little bit of everything. Like, I don't give a shit if I get in trouble. Again, I hardly make any money from this. What are they gonna do? Cancel me? What are the fans gonna do? Stop watching? We already hardly make anything anyway. But even in terms of the fans, like, they just jump on the hate bandwagon. Those same Twitter people we always talk about. They have the same dumb argument. EA only cares about money. Every fucking game only cares about money, you dumbass. Like, that's not a reason. You gotta look deeper into that shit. But unfortunately, people love these quick little way of complaining, and it's simple, and they feel smart when they say it, but in reality, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But if you tell them that, the whole bandwagon of dumbasses jumps on and attacks you. But it's like, so they immediately went in with the sake of hating these crates, and it really was not bad. One of the main arguments, again, I hate getting into this topic because all of them still come out and defend this shit to this day. They're like, oh my god, you had to unlock the cards with the crate. It was a gamble. You only got the ones they gave you. No, it wasn't, you idiot. Those were bonuses. You get the cards with the parts they gave you, and those were guaranteed in everyone. But they're so fucking dumb, they don't even understand that. But unfortunately, because there's a shit ton of people screaming that dumbass shit, everyone thinks they're right because of the majority, and they were wrong in that case. They were 100% wrong in this. It's not an opinion. That is not the only way you get it. You don't just get them randomly. You gotta hope you get lucky with it. It's like you could get the card with the part, and you got the parts in every crate. It's like fucking morons, dude. And yet they were all screaming that shit in the beginning, and they were 100% factually wrong. But because EA is the game that everyone loves to hate, all the dumbasses hated it, and sadly the people on the fence listen to those people. That's why I keep saying, stop listening to the idiots, you guys. Think for yourself. Don't just, oh, there's a lot of them saying that. Man, most of the time the majority's fucking wrong and dumb. Like, once people realize that, I think we'll be a lot better as a human race, frankly. Not even just gaming, like in general, like everything. The majority is not always right. But people don't realize that. Now I'll get in trouble for saying that, but again, I don't give a fuck at this point. Said it 1,000 times. Why have I been playing this game for a long time instead of switching to others? You guys only watch this game. You guys watch other shit, I'd be playing other shit. Frankly, I wish you guys watch Battlefield. I'll be playing it, despite all the controversy right now. I'd rather be playing that. Works better for core fundamental gameplay-wise than this game does. Like, don't be a bandwagoner. Let's put it that way. How do I explain it in a simple way? Don't be a bandwagoner. You're like, wow, a lot of people are saying something. That doesn't mean they're right, though. And I just explained a perfect example of how they were factually wrong. They get some stupid argument. They base it on everyone hates EA. All they care about is money, despite every game company doing that. And of course they want money. That's literally what a company is for. And they did it on a... There were other things. They had a few legitimate arguments, but... the things people were focusing on were not even
Fall back. Those turrets are done.
like a issue. Like, they were wrong. But those people don't play it, and they start screaming like, well, a lot of people are saying it must be true. And it wasn't. It was like, oh my god, dude. And the pay to win, the amount of shit you would have to buy cards that don't ultimately make you that good at all, it was fine. It would make them plenty money. There's plenty worse pay to win games that these people play and love it, but because EA did it, they fucking hated it. Again, it's blind hate. This is coming from a guy who doesn't love EA, and yet I'm defending him because it actually makes sense. They just wanted to hate it, and that right there set them back. And again, that's how the fans hurt them, but at the same time, the developers and the higher-ups should have been able to pivot to start making skins. Like, alright, we can't sell these crates anymore. Whether right or wrong on that, they still needed to figure out a way to make money, and they did not pivot well. That's how it's both people's fault. They could have done a good job, even after the controversy, and they didn't do it. It's like, fuck. That's what annoys me so much. It's like, dude, it's right there. All the money's right there to grab, and they don't grab it. It's like, fuck, I'm annoyed. It's like, oh, I just want to slap everybody on, from the developers all the way up. Like, everybody needs a good slap.
We have reports of Kylo Ren having joined the enemy.
You see that all the time in terms of politics, in terms of cops, in terms of racial and sexist things. All those things, there's legitimate problems in all those arguments, but the majority of people screaming have no idea what they're talking about. And they just take away from the people who actually do know what they're talking about. But the smarter few and the dumber many, and the dumb always listen to themselves, because like, yeah, we agree, you guys. It's like, but you're not right. It's like, stop. It's just the current environment for these style of games is just... That's why I lost faith. I don't think it's gonna happen. And it's everybody's fault. It's not just the developers. It's everything fucking shit right now, frankly. It's gambling. What a... Oh my god. Fucking dumbass. I don't want my kid gambling, yet you're letting him bang a fucking horn in GTA. In a game that's more pay to win than this, might I add. It's like, oh, you fucking morons, dude. Oh, I just want to slap people. They're so fucking dumb sometimes. I'm not smart, you guys, but damn, some of these people are just so fucking dumb. They make not smart people look like Einstein at times. It's like, damn, that's not a good sign, dude. That's not a good sign. Fuck.
Don't let them take the mine hangar.
You know, fucking buy their kids all that shit on Fortnite. Like, oh! Okay, don't even give me so. That's why I don't get started on this topic, because it just pisses me off. And people don't like being told they're stupid. And it's like, dude, but I just gave a reason why. It's like, oh! Yeah, well, we just have a group of people enjoying following us because there's nothing to do on this game, so. Well, let's follow a dead channel and do stuff. There's literally nothing else to do on this game. Just the same shit, different day. Ah, Boba! Hey, Boba! And again, we said it the other day too, don't, just because someone shows you a fucking stat, like look at, he has a chart, he's smart, doesn't mean it's right. Like, come on, you guys. This is basic shit, but unfortunately people are like, dude, he has a chart, he's definitely right. He has a chart, you guys. Like, wow, I could make up a chart that's completely wrong too. It will take you this long to unlock everything. Like, no, it fucking wouldn't. What was, I forgot, I might even go back and watch the videos. How quick we got stuff that was hard. Like, I remember, if I remember, I could be wrong on this one. So on this one, I'm being a little, I don't know, I'm not positive on. I had Vader, or almost the points for Vader before they nerfed, like, the buying price to unlock them. Like, we almost had them, or we did have them. I don't remember exactly. Was it in the beta? Or was it when the game first... I don't remember exactly, but we got to it so quick, and people were saying how many years it's going to take. It's like, dude, I know I'm a fat no-lifer who plays a lot, but it did not take me a goddamn year. It's just... I don't even know. It's like, oh, so irritating. But you can never tell the majority they're wrong. You can't tell the gaming community they're wrong. And the same thing when like a company says the customer's always right. We all know that saying. They're not always right, but you have to let them think they are. And that's the sad part, where it's like, no, they're not. They're fucking morons a lot of the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time they are. But you can't tell them that. It's like, dude, we might need to just tell them, like, all right, you guys, we gotta listen to you, but goddamn, some of you are stupid as fuck. They can't do that. That's why I'm here. I'll fucking say that shit. They don't give a shit about me anyway. They're already not watching me. They're off circle jerking themselves with the same stupid ideas. Yeah. And despite that game being pay to win, GTA is an example of a game they did incredibly well. And they don't even need to make a new one because they kept adding content that people would buy. Perfect example of a successful game. It's not a main FPS like these games, but in terms of the grand scheme of things and the way they release content, they did an absolutely fantastic job. Where everyone's always like, oh, they all just keep making games and releasing them. Why don't they finish them? And then a lot of people in the case of GTA are now complaining they don't have a new one. It's like, well, you don't like if they do it this way, you don't like if they do it that way. It's like, fuck. GTA is... I don't even know statistically, but if it's the best game of all time, like in terms of financial success, or it's up there. Like they have done a... This is coming from a guy who doesn't even like GTA. I can't stand multiplayer. But in terms of how long they made that thing last, like holy shit. Whether you like the game or not, you gotta give them credit on that. That is not easy to do, and they did it. Now the next one might be really hard to get a good launch. People are all hyped up, and it might take a while to really like that. It's kind of like The Witcher, and then The Witcher 3, and then Cyberpunk. It's like one game was so successful, now no matter what, even if the next game's good, it's gonna be hard to live up to that, you know? And it's like, at least at first, you're gonna get a lot of hate. But if any company could get that initial hate and survive, GTA and Rockstar, that whole thing would be a prime candidate to figure out a way to get the fans back on your side. Where in the example of like DICE and EA, they don't know what they're doing when it comes to that. They don't know how to win the crowd. They're not gladiators. They're not like Black Cranston or Chrysanthemum, whatever the fuck his name is. Maybe we should have gladiators now. They need to know how to win the crowd, you know? Let's bring Spartacus back. Come back alive. You could probably make a better game.
First order commander now landing. Can't see who.
Yeah, but with the duplicates, was it that way at launch though, whether you would get more parts back for them? I don't remember. Or was that, did they add that in after the initial campaign? I don't remember exactly on that one. I mean, you're seeing it right now, though. People don't want to unlock shit in games anymore, which just blows my mind. I want to get on and have Vader. It's like, what? Literally, throughout our gaming history, it was, we have to unlock stuff. That was the part of the grind, but now, they don't want to unlock stuff, and they don't want to buy the stuff. So it's like, well, you just want to have it? Like, I'm old-fashioned when it comes to that, I guess. Yeah, I appreciate it, just a guy. A good guy.
We tried our best. The First Order won, but we sure gave him a hell of a fight.
Go watch the video if you care so much to spam it. Oh, God. So sad. Just like now, people are like, dude, if we all have purple cards, we're gonna be great. Like, dude, no, you're not. Just amazing. It's so sad seeing this current state. It's so pay to win, dude. Like, dude's gonna rate me. Like, dude, they can go play co-op and get that shit for free now anyway, and you still see them walking around like a fucking headless chicken. The fuck are you? The cards magically make you good. Such a dumb argument by people who did not play the game, dude. Like, fucking. Oh, I just can't stand people, you guys. I really can't, dude. Like, I'm getting to the point I just want to slap people, like, legit. Like, I'm so fucking done with the internet. I just want to get rich and move into the forest and not talk to people at all, frankly. Just live out there with a dog. Get fucking raped by a bear. It's like, this is better. This is the way. Some dude was cracking me up last night. Oh no, one of the older videos I posted. Again, it's like 4 or 5 years ago. Alright, keep that in mind. You gotta remember that when people come to talk shit. It's like a 5-year-old video. Or pushing that. And he said, don't call people a bitch. It's misogynistic. Oh, the things I almost replied to, but I was like, he's probably just a dumb troll, but the fact that it's on such an old video, I don't think it is. Like, it was just like, dude, really? Like, oh my god. It's like, I almost just unloaded, like, what is the most offensive thing I could say just to annoy you? Oh my god. I hope they shoot some rockets at you. Ah, he got a sword!
Direct hit to the MTT.
And frankly, you're seeing part of that whole bandwagon stuff on this Battlefield thing. Not as, I wouldn't say to the extent that Battlefront did, because there's a lot of legitimate complaints with Battlefield. But you're seeing a lot of people just start jumping on the bandwagon just because, like, oh, well, that's what the big YouTubers are saying. It's like, that doesn't... Gotta be careful with big YouTubers. Just like how I play this game that I don't like for money. They say those things because they know it's going to get a lot of views. You gotta factor that in, but everybody just takes everyone's word for it. At least I'm open and honest about it. Like, I don't like this game anymore. I don't want to be here. If you guys would watch other games, I'd be there, but unfortunately none of my fans do, so I'm here. But those other YouTubers, they don't say that when they're like, I'm just telling shit that's going to get the popular opinion. They're just trying to win the crowd over. That's my biggest flaw as a YouTuber. I can't do that. I just, I got a big mouth. It's like, fuck, I wish I didn't. I'd be much richer. Not that I'm rich now, but you know what I mean. I'd have way more money if I knew how to keep my mouth shut 90% of the time. I should be one of those bandwagons like, oh my god, this game is so bad, pay to win. But now it's great because they got rid of it. Should just do something like that. You gotta share the opinion of the masses, which is not a. If you want to be a good YouTuber, that's how you do it. And then those same people will come to the stream like, we want a YouTuber who tells the truth. No, they don't. They want a YouTuber that tells them what they're thinking, and they want to pretend that you're telling them the truth. They just want to circle jerk each other's thoughts and ideas. Favorite game mode that died? This one. I have no idea who she'll play. I saw somebody saying, I don't even know, but it was like some female fucking blue lady, one of Thrawn's like lieutenants or something. Or maybe. I hope he's here. I don't even know who she is, but I'm like, damn, I'm down. I'm like Braun. I'm willing if she is. I need a new Battlefront. Whoa, it's like we just talked about this. Like, you ain't get one. Closest you're gonna get is that FPS game that might kind of mimic it to a certain degree, but it's not gonna be Battlefront. At the end of the day.
We need to pull back, but I promise, we're not giving up yet. Keep those guns cool.
This is the way. I don't even like saying anymore, dude. Those dudes are like some religious crazies. Like, fuck those motherfuckers. Mando, you're better than all that shit. Fuck those dudes. Make your own shit. Have I started watching the Book of Boba Fett? You must be new here. You literally talk about it every day. It's one of the few things to talk about now while playing this game. Not much else to talk about. We could go back to what's our favorite hero. Thank you for rolling. I like when they do that. Kinda helps, you know where they're gonna go. There's no quick back and forth movement. It's like, alright, he's rolling from point A to point B. Lucky we are. Oh, never mind. We were lucky for a second. We wasted our luck. Actually, you guys want to know a secret? I never watched the Book of Boba. I just copy other YouTubers and just go off what they say. I mean, you probably could do that, actually. Nah, I'm too lazy. I gotta stay up until midnight and watch that shit. Like, oh, let's see. I don't want it to get spoiled.
Unidentified enemy deploying to the field.
That was a fantastic shot.
Taking Vanguard, follow me!
Yeah, Mando lost his kid and joined a cult. He's a better Mandalorian than all of them, though.
They're overriding the west door controls! Clear that area, go!
Oh my god. Good shot.
On the blink! Hostile action! Got assistance! Ally deploying!
Yeah, you're not alone. Most people don't watch this channel anymore. Scream they want diversification, yet they only watch this game. Weird. Again, YouTube commenters screaming one thing and wanting another. Alright, go out there if you want, homie. Enjoy your death. It's like, my teammates will get it. Like, yeah, no, not in time, I don't think.
Arming grenade! East door controls resecured.
What the hell? That droid is like all balled up. Looks like Luke force crushed him. That would have been a cool ability.
Changing weapons.
We'll just be going with knockdowns. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming.
They're on the run now. Celebrations in order.
Oh. That was made. Looked like chainmail. Probably a little chainmail shirt. It's still, even with chainmail, it looked a little small, but I mean, he is small. And it can probably be thinner than like realistic chainmail, so it might be that. I don't know. Maybe a little helmet. I kind of have a feeling that's what's gonna save him from the Kylo rampage. Which still, it will be interesting to see if that's the case, how they write it in, because okay, I swung a lightsaber and hit him, and clearly there was a spark, like I didn't hit his flesh. It's like, well, maybe I stabbed him again, so I don't know how that's gonna work, but. Yeah, I want to see Baby Yoda fully decked out in a Mando suit. Little holes for his ears.
Rebel forces accessing tractor control.
Okay, I'm back. What do we get? Defending mode. Yeah, we're not gonna do video today. I knew it too before I got on. I was like, this is gonna be a bad day. The internet kind of flashed off and on. I was like, don't even get on. But I'm stupid and I'm a routine person, so I got on anyway. But I should not have got on. Should have just taken the day off. Went and played Bannerlord. I just got raped by a Wookiee. See, that's what you do. You don't get on because you're gonna get raped by a Wookiee. It's like, damn. Could you imagine? Oh, I don't even want to know what that looked like. Ugh. Oh, Jesus. What's her face? What's that, the mechanic girl from, Mandalorian? I mean, Book of Boba? She probably knows what a Wookiee, tastes like. That shit was having me crack up, dude.
Vader should be informed.
Anybody catch after she said, very first, she was like moving her lips? Like, oh, God! Is that because you got his mustache hair in your mouth? Or, I took it another way. I was like, whoa, 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 Ripley, whoa. Kinky lady right here, dude. Jesus. All I saw was a Jawa getting head at that scene. I was like, oh, God, I didn't expect to be thinking of this. What the fuck? Ripley.
They're taking the generator down.
That's what I mean. There's a lady out there for everybody, you guys. Even Jawas. Like, goddamn, dude. Jesus. I mean, I'm pretty positive it's chainmail. They showed the little links. Like, that was chainmail, but I don't know what he crafted. It could have been like a little chainmail helmet. Could have been a little shirt. Like, that's usually when I think chainmail, I think a shirt. And in real life, that's really good at protecting from shit, and it's, like, it's good. Like, that's why people used it throughout the years. But now, since it's Star Wars, and it's made out of some super not realistic steel, like, you wouldn't even need that much. Just put a thin piece of chainmail on. That would stop a blaster, that would stop a lightsaber. Like, so I could see where it's like you don't need a lot to do it. That's why it could be so small. Where, like, making a real chain link, what do you call it, shirt?
Going in tight.
Like, for someone that's small in real life, probably would be bigger. Like, you can maybe get away with that in the Book of Boba. I'm pretty sure Star Wars. I know, that's what I'm saying. He's more of an honorable man and a better Mandalorian than them. That big dude, Vizsla guy, challenged him when he already saw he was tired and trying to act like he's some fucking hard dude. It's like you literally just watched him fight and be incredibly tired. You're like, now, me, big man, big dick, I challenge you to fight. And yet, Mando didn't back down. I would have been calling him out like, yo, you a fucking little bitch. Let me sleep first. But no, he's like, no, I'm gonna fight. And he still kicked his ass. And that dumbass armorer bitch should have called him out on that. Like, dude, you just challenged a guy who was tired and still lost. And you had the size advantage. But yet they flip out on him for taking the helmet off. That he was still honorable enough to tell him the truth when he could have just lied. And they're all about, we protect our own, and yet he protected his own. He did it to save Grogu. It's like, At the end of the day, I think they're going to realize, like, dude, we fucked up by this. We need to rethink our ways. You're the true Mandalorian here. I think that's how it's going to play out, actually. I think they're going to realize, like, dude, this guy's more Mandalorian than the people who think they're all Mandalorian, you know? Like, so that they might end up falling to his banner, if you will. Like, alright, dude. This is the way. It's your way now. I think that's one of the directions they're going to take Star Wars in general now. How a lot of things are changing. Like, you have Boba being a little nicer. Still needs to be more tough than he's been now. To this point. But, like, Luke recreating the Jedi Order, and he's kind of doing things his own way a little bit. So that whole thing of, like, oh, Jedi don't have attachments, I think they can kind of work around that a little bit. It's like Luke's seeing it a different way, so he's going to let Mando come in and see him. And now here, where they're so stuck in their religious ways, and yet Mando, I mean, honestly, is better than them. So it's like, you know what, maybe we need to change. I think that's going to be one of the overall arcs they could try to spin into a good story. Like, people change over time. Now you just got to write it right. You can't just magically have them be doing something. So far, Boba's kind of doing that to me. So it's like, these next 2 episodes are going to be key to see how that pans out. But overall, I don't mind that concept. You just gotta shoot it right. That's my saying for everything. Just do it right. You can get away with a lot. We'll see. I don't know. Maybe they kind of changed rules since then, yet they pretend it's some old way. Maybe it's just they missed it. I don't know. Damn, Ewok! I mean, really, I don't even remember that too well, specifically, so correct me if I'm wrong, but... Well, no, he was. No, he was with Maul. I don't know. That is weird. I mean, I think it's obvious she's like a follower of Maul after all that, with that helmet. I think they're screaming that. This turret's about to shoot me in the ass on him. Could have blown it up. Didn't do it. Yet I knew I should have. I still didn't do it. So let's see what happens. Yeah, I would've, that shit annoyed me so much. I'm not saying it was shot bad, it was just for that character. It's like Joffrey. Well written, you just don't like him because he's well written. That was the case of this thing where it's like, dude, you go challenge a weak guy and you still lose, and yet she doesn't even call you out on that in a society that's all about being like a badass warrior. Like, dude, I would've been like, yeah, he fucked up by taking off his helmet, but look at you, dude. What happened there? I'd have been calling his ass out too, dude. Like, what the fuck? Oh, God. I don't know. What's today? Today's only Thursday, right? Well, actually, yeah. If the event starts on Friday, on my time, it comes out late Thursday. So you might be seeing cheap reinforcements right now, like right when it starts. Today's Thursday, right? I don't even know. Yeah. Yeah, so that's probably what happened. Yeah, I like Jawas. Little fucking minions. Here, I'm not gonna stay in the lobby with us to look. Well, fuck. I spawned in. Damn it, I need to look here. Let's see. They're cheaper right now. Yeah, they're cheaper. Yeah. See, we just caught the beginning of the reinforcement event. How lucky we are. I remember back when we used to stream earlier, that's what would happen. If the stream went long enough, you would see the start of the reinforcement event. It's like, ugh, bastard. This is no good lobbies. That's one thing I've learned over the years of streaming this much. I can tell when I shouldn't even get on, yet I never heed my own advice. Today's one of those days. And I knew it, and we don't even get an attacking lobby. And when we do, it's this already over. Like, damn it! Why am I stupid, you guys? I think it's time I get off and play Bannerlord and get some food. Maybe I'll make some ramen. Yeah, it's just Geonosis. Come on, you shit. There we go. Another desert planet. Why are you so worried about levels, dude? What do you get? You don't get anything. You get literally max level without even playing multiplayer. Like, levels don't mean shit in this game, dude. If you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna get a level and people like me, dude. No. Don't worry about that, dude. Just worry about getting good. Levels don't mean shit in this game. Hey, defending. Fantastic. I wonder how many hours we played this. I remember a few years back I looked and it was way lower than I know what we did because we streamed for longer than that. So I was like, what? So I don't know how they count playtime. Maybe they were only going by in-game playtime, so all the time in the menus and loading wasn't counted. But even then, I felt like that was a lot of time they missed. Like, when this game first came out, we streamed to, like, 8 hours a day. Like, it was so productive. Now, I was like, eh. And the game was just better back then. It was more fun to play than now. But even now, we're still streaming it pretty consistently for at least an hour, 2 hours. Very rarely longer, but I think we'll see boss. Okay, just run around.
Going in fast. Cover me.
We just gonna run around.
Clear for grenade.
Honestly, I know what you call it. Bo-Katan's kind of the, at least from the standpoint or the perspective we've been looking, they're kind of like the bad guy Mandalorians. But it's like, dude, I think I like Bo-Katan's Mandalorians better than I do these guys. They're a little too religious terrorism. The only difference between them and terrorists is she's not out here like, you go fight and die. You'll get rewarded, but I'm gonna stay here. Well, why don't you do it? At least she gets in the fight when she has to. Not calling any religion out right now, or religion, air quotes. It is a great glory which I forgot. Why don't you do it? No, I'm just the messenger. You do it. Like, wow, dude, that alone would make me question that whole thing if I was borderline joining. Like, wow, it doesn't make sense, but okay. I guess God sent you to be the one to tell us to kill ourselves. Let's go target some young, dumb people who don't know what their way is in life and tell them to kill themselves. But that guy won't do it. At least she gets in the fight. That's the only difference between them at this point. And they're not blowing each other up.
I got point. Go in.
But they do look badass. Like, you gotta give them credit. They look like some badass motherfuckers. That horny ass helmet looks so good. Like, ooh! Armor, step on me, please. I don't even like being stepped on, but I'll make an exception. Just don't hit me with one of those Beskar hammers. That shit looked like it would fucking hurt, dude. Fuck that. Ooh, but I missed. Fucking Wookiees everywhere! Damn it, Bobby! This one uses a gun? When was the game at its peak gameplay? Probably towards launch. It did have its flaws. I'm not saying it was perfect, but compared to what it is now, oh Jesus Christ. The game played so much better then. Like, they had OP explosive shot, which was annoying. The miniguns were you think they're bad now, they were a fucking menace to society then. Not my friend, but the actual words. Like, they were bad. It's like, fucking hell. Speeder bikes, they did do better on. It used to just, if they bumped into you, you would die. Now they made it where they have to hit you, and it doesn't instant kill you like it used to. So they did do some things right in terms of patches, but in terms of the overall gameplay, it just went downhill so quick. Maul used to be the best balanced hero, worked well, was my favorite hero for all the people like, who's your favorite hero? And now that fucker can't even dash the right direction. Dash will go right through someone, doesn't even hit them, and it just, they butchered it. The game used to be able to keep up with fast-moving characters, and now, if the game gets too fast, just glitches start out of nowhere. Hit registration's worse. Like, But unfortunately, a lot of that falls on deaf ears because a lot of people didn't play it at launch for the reasons we talked about earlier. And now they're like, it felt much better. Like, wow. I'm one of those people I always talk about. In terms of gameplay-wise, no, it's not much better. Wookiees were really powerful too. They did fix that. Maybe a little after launch when they started patching some of that. It's somewhere between that and when they started going full. All our only idea for the light side is knockdowns and overheals. Like that was one of the first signs of danger. It was like that's. I remember saying it back then too, where it was like their only concept for making heroes is knockdowns and overheals. And we had that problem with the Wookiees, and we're like, damn, dude, what did they have before? They had something. I'm drawing a blank. Oh, I think was it an overheal? I don't remember the order it happened. But they went from one of the things I was talking about to the other. They're like, we'll take the... I think it was they took the overheal away and then gave the Wookiee the knockdown. Because that's their only idea when it comes to adding stuff for the light side. They either have a knockdown or an overheal. At least after launch. In the beginning, like they had Ray with a mind trick, which was more unique. Now it's just... Well, we can either give him a knockdown or we can give him an overheal. What are we going to give him? Pretty sure he's going to learn to wield the Darksaber. I think Luke will be the one to teach him. I think when he goes back to see Grogu, they might talk about it. Might give him a little tip. Again, I don't want to see that in the Book of Boba. I think they should save that for the Mandalorian. Again, if I was going to write this arc from here, it would be... Mando just said what he said. He's like, hey, I'm going to go check on Grogu real quick, you know? And we just saw him struggle wielding it, right? Like, literally an episode before. So now, in episode, what's this one? 6? I wouldn't show Mando at all. He's not there. Boba's doing his own thing with some other people. Trying to recruit somebody. You know, starting the war with the Pikes. And in the last episode, Mando comes back. So it gives a little bit of a lapse time. Gives him time to go off and speak with Luke, see Grogu. And we'll see that in The Mandalorian. But all we see is him come back. And all of a sudden, he's fighting and he wields the saber better. I'm not saying he's like a Jedi, but in terms of him cutting his own leg off almost, like, you won't see that. He'll know how to control the weight. And I think it's because it implies Luke helped him out. And we'll see that ultimately in the Mandalorian. And it will help line up the timeline. So it's like, okay, so he's... Mando in Mando Season 3. Right now, he's with Luke and Grogu. So at this time, this is when this was happening in the Book of Boba. So you kind of know, like, okay, he's here. But right now, Boba was doing this. I think that's how I'd play it out. But and again, people got all like, you need to relax. Like I was fucking worked up. I'm agreeing with you. I don't think they're going to show... Luke in this next episode, and nor do I think they should, but I don't think they will. But if they do, that will not be good. Like, oh, not the time, dude. You're just not enough episodes left for Boba, and Boba's still on the... We're borderline on him being good or not. Like, he's just not doing a whole lot as of now. Really, when you think of the whole Boba show, there's hardly been anything shown of the current timeline. It's like, oh. Some of the worst shot scenes in the whole series were in the current timeline, too, so it's just like... Not a whole lot has happened here. They need to show something really good in the current timeline, which I think they will. But for all the people saying, I want to see Luke and Grogu in the next episode, either you focus on a full episode with them, which is a mistake. There's no time left in the Book of Boba. So I don't think that'll happen. And I also think it's a mistake if they show Luke and Grogu very, very briefly, and then they cut back to Boba. Now you take away from that introduction. Just save it. Don't even give a glimpse of it here. Save that for the Mandalorian. Don't show Luke and Grogu briefly just for the sake of showing them. Just skip the whole thing. And that's the way I think they're going to play it out. I'm in Russian servers. You don't feel all the tanks driving by in the background? You don't hear them through the mic? We're getting ready to invade Ukraine, you guys. That's what we said on it publicly. We said it a lot. That's what's happening. I hope they don't run over the fucking tower. It's going to put my internet down. Maybe one of those Heinz is going to crash into it or something. Oh, I'm looking for music. I'll listen to the playlist, so it's kind of weird. Give me a second here. Where's my goddamn music at? No, I clicked the wrong thing. Oh, Takadana, how lovely. Favorite map. Did I back out? I don't think I did. Uh-oh, I think we're glitched. It says join, but I can't. It thinks I have a friend that I don't. Probably glitching because all those little fanboys following us today. It's like, ugh! And we're just stuck and gotta reset everything. Fantastic. Fantastic, bruh. Fantastic. Bye. See you later. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get one. We're just trying to get to the 2-hour mark at this point. I think we'll see him ride the Rancor this season. I mean, honestly, though, I don't know how much I really want that. To be honest, like, it would be cool, but I don't want him fighting from the back of it that long. Like, dude, do something, Boba! Just riding that shit, hitting things. Like, briefly, maybe he'll have his entrance on it. Maybe he'll slap someone around with it, but, like, you need to see Boba being a badass again. Like, he's not at Godfather level yet. You shouldn't just be expecting everyone else to do it yet. He's not at that point yet. Frankly, I hope we see him actually feed somebody to it. I want to see a little more nitty-gritty to his work. Like, find one of the Pikes who, like, ultimately is the one who killed the Tuskens. Feed him to the Rancor. Watch that fucker get ripped in half in good quality, too. Oh, that'd be awesome. Or maybe one of those crime lords he invited to the table and they said they would agree, which I don't think they're all going to agree. Maybe some of them will. Maybe get one of them that lied to him and just set an example.
Our first attack wave has landed. The rebels are evacuating their base. We will assist in the assault and, once inside, ground their transports. You shall be honored to take part in this operation. I don't think Tatooine will become Mandalore. 2 walkers will breach the enemy perimeter. Ensure
what the hell? I have a huge streak of, like, something on my monitor. How did I just notice that? What the hell? Shit, now, you ever have that where you don't see something that's right in front of you, but once you do, you can't take your eye off of it? Like, fuck! It's right in my screen now. Get out of here! It's right by my crosshair. Yeah, kind of walk in, show your dominance, but I don't want to just see him riding and all the kills he gets on there. Like, we need to see Boba do something. For all those people, there's so many people defending it too. It's like, dude, I get you can like the episode, but you have to admit, Boba has not done a whole lot in this current timeline. I'm not talking about the flashbacks. Like, he needs to do something. He's not Godfather yet. Because that's the argument they always bring up. Oh, he's the Godfather. He directs the troops. He is not there yet, dude. He has 2 badasses and a bunch of little Power Rangers. He's not there yet. You gotta establish that he's the daimyo, as they want to call it. And you can't do that by just watching other people kill. You gotta show, like, at the end of the day, I might be the leader in directing the troops, but I'll fuck your ass up, dude. Jabba couldn't do that. That fat piece of shit couldn't even get out of bed without a forklift. Meanwhile, I'll come here and I'll kick your ass myself. I don't need to just command the troops. That's the Boba I kind of want to see. Like, I don't mind him commanding the troops. There's nothing wrong with that. He is ultimately going down that path, but he's not there yet. We need to see him be a badass. And to this point, he's not done that. And the scenes where they could have explained it better, they haven't done that. So we need to see these next 2 episodes. If they want to really turn the fans' opinions around, not even just mine, just overall, they're going to need to show Boba doing something. And I'm not saying he needs to just be overly brutal, just burn everyone alive like some of the fans want. They just want, like, total John Wick. Like, he's going to go in there and kill 80 guys by himself shit. Like, it's like, But we can make it a little better, I don't mind. But, like, he does need to do something, like, which I really think will happen. I'm not even really suggesting they won't do that. I think it's a bad idea if they don't. Because you already have people at this point saying how, like, they only focus on Mando. They don't care about Boba. They're, like, we had the guy yesterday saying they're trying to ruin Boba pretty much, so we would like the Mando. Like, no, that's not what they're trying to do, but there are people who are going to think that. And if you keep butchering the season, in terms of showing Boba do something, like, it's harder to defend against that, you know? It's like, again, that's not why they're doing it. It's just a poor choice in writing, if that's the path they go down, but... yeah, I don't know.
Good job.
Yeah, I wish that was a pancake. Start laughing. I don't know, what are you laughing at? Like, I mean, you can already see it, though. Like, I see it on YouTube, see it on Twitter. There's a lot of people who are just wanting to hate on shit. And then, sadly, when I call something out in the show, from a logical standpoint, then I get labeled as just somebody who wants to hate it. It's like, dude, one, I can already tell that guy doesn't watch a lot, or he does not listen when I talk. That is not my intention at all, and I have not given off that vibe either. If it's good, I say it's good. If it's bad, I say it's bad. That's simple. Like, why would I want Star Wars to be bad, you know? Literally grew up with it, loved Boba Fett. Like, come on. I wanted to love the sequels, too. I'm not just hating on them. I hate on them because they weren't good. That's why I hate on them. I don't hate on them because there's women in there. I hate on them because they were not shot well. But I hate on them because you could see that they were not... they did not have a plan for these movies. They had an idea, then they're like, oh shit, people bitched about it. Change it this way. And now it was just a sloppy mess of movies, honestly. Oh, wait, Garza, who are we talking about? Who we do? No, that's not. I'm thinking of the dude with the booty for the head. I saw that picture. I was like, dude, making me act up, dude. But I was thinking of the bar owner Twi'lek. Now that is a Twi'lek. God damn. But that dude's head, though, I could fucking do one of those, what are they called? One of those little dick rubs between his little things. I could do that as long as he doesn't talk and turn around. Yeah. Much rather it be that other Twi'lek, though. And he's driving so slow, I wouldn't even worry about, like, falling out of the car if I was doing it. We could do it while he's driving, dude. No, they weren't all skippable. The what do you call them? The flashbacks they're the best shot thing of the show so far, at least in terms of the Boba timeline, current and past. Like, they were shot way better, and they set up the current story way better than the actual current timeline is. He hasn't done hardly anything in the current timeline. They set it up perfectly to be the Pikes. They explained a lot in that shit. But I don't think they should have panned it out over so many episodes, especially when you're going to then focus on a Mando episode. And even more especially, which again I don't think is going to happen, but if they choose to do another Mando episode here and focus much of the next episode on Mando going to see Yoda, or not Yoda, Luke and Baby Yoda. It's just, up to this point, there's been very little in the current timeline, which is just not good. And like, that is something that does need to get addressed. So that's why I'm so positive they won't show much of the Mando in the next one. And if they do, I think it's a big mistake. It will be an amazing episode, but in the wrong place. But I think that's so obvious. I think that's why they wouldn't do that. Well, let's put it this way. If the next episode starts off with the Mando, I'm going to be disappointed. Like, if I start seeing him going to see Grogu, I'm going to immediately be disappointed. Despite what I'm going to see in the show probably being amazing. Seeing Luke there training him. Even if they hint at it, like, I'll be a little disappointed. Because either they have to do a whole episode and show it. But again, that takes away from Boba. Again, don't think it's going to happen. I got to keep putting in a disclaimer because people literally don't listen when I talk despite me saying it. So you have to explain everything 1,000 times. So irritating. And even if they only show it briefly, it's like, dude, why are you wasting it? Just save the full thing for when we get to Mando Season 3. Like, it'd be a mistake. Again, if there were more time left in these episodes, or like, there's more episodes in the season, let me rephrase that. There's more episodes in the season, maybe, but Boba to this point in the current timeline has done virtually nothing. It's time we start seeing some of that. We only got 2 episodes left, dude. Start doing something. Which I think is what's gonna happen. If they don't, we said it ahead of time, so you can't just say I'm a fucking hater. For all the people who say that. You need to relax, bro. Like, dude, are you even listening? I swear to God. I'm not supporting the game. I'm only doing it because it makes me money because you guys watch it. I don't give a shit about this game. Again, there's something a YouTuber shouldn't say, but whatever. Doesn't matter. Not at this point. I have no love for these developers. No love for the company. I have a love for Star Wars. But I don't have a love for the gameplay mechanics of this game. The gunplay's good. The gunplay's good. That's the best thing they've done on this game. Other than that, meh. It's alright.
We need to establish a beachhead. Take the rebel hangars. We'll stage our final attack from there.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Enjoy your time in the snow. You're going to be spending a lot of time in some sand here. Kind of looking like. Oh yeah, The Last Jedi, that's the best thing it did. Just the visuals on it were absolutely amazing. Horrible writing, but in terms of visuals, oh, it was amazing. Honestly, it was better than the last two, at least that I remember. The other two, The Force Awakens and The Rise of Skywalker, in terms of that. That's the one thing that guy did well.
Obviously never fought Jedi, have you? Attempting to capture the East Hangar. Going in tight.
Like, the Battle of Crate, as stupidly shot as it was, beautiful though. And the second best thing they did was they actually made it a good map in the game, which made the game kind of take off in the beginning, especially on the channel, so I gotta thank him for that. As much as I dislike Rian Johnson and his idea of shooting a movie, at least a Star Wars movie, he did help me out, to be completely honest.
Signal from command. An elite agent has been dispatched.
So from that standpoint, good job, Ryan. Other than that, though, too many questions. Questions you could catch as you're watching it, not after you break it down watch it 5 times and start noticing stuff. I don't count those as mistakes if it takes me that long to spot them. But when you can see them on your first watch through, it's like, ooh, that's not good.
The East Hangar should fall shortly.
That's what I was saying. That's what's gonna happen. I think he's gonna get those pointers, but I don't want to see that in the Book of Boba. There's no time left. Like, we need to see some Boba shit now. We can't just keep focusing on Mando. As much as I love Mando and want to see that, that needs to be in the Mandalorian, not in the Book of Boba. Not at this time, anyway. If they had condensed more of the Tusken storyline into one episode, which that I think they could do, or could have done, maybe then we could have explored that a little more. But at this point now, I wouldn't do it. It's too late. Just save it for the Mandalorian. We know, like I said earlier, he'll go off. He won't be in this next episode. We know he's off seeing Luke and Grogu. Boba's doing something here. Then season 8, or not season 8, what do you call it? Episode, what is it? Episode 7? The last episode, we'll just call it that. Mando will show back up, and we'll see him fighting with it, and we'll see that he's noticeably better with it. Like, wow, he got some skills or some pointers from Luke. And now we'll be excited to see that when the Mandalorian plays out. And now we'll be excited for whatever appearance they're gonna add here. And now we'll be excited for whatever possible thing they add in the future of Boba. Like, there's 3 ways you can get people excited for future stuff. And if you show part of that in this episode, you take away from that. I wouldn't do that. Just leave it here. Leave us wanting more. Like, oh, we know he goes and sees some. Oh, that's gonna be awesome when we get to see that on the Mando, dude. Can't wait. That's the path I hope they go down, and I think they will.
Get behind me. Move it in.
This is only a distraction.
Heads down. Grenade out.
You are not the first.
Excuse me? But how do Ewoks take so many goddamn shots? They're just teddy bears! Nah, we don't care about pleases here.
Round them up. I'll take them out.
This game was failing while they were still updating it. But yes, if they actually did a good job, which they didn't, if they did do a good job, we can keep this game going a long time.
Already.
Try to get out of that hole. We can't make skins. It takes too long. They could have added some great skins here. Made a lot of microtransaction money, not pay to win. Could have added a bunch of heroes, kept content rolling out. They could have kept this game going a long time if they wanted, and they didn't. And they wanted to try on Battlefield. Again, we explained it earlier. It was their last hope. They focused all their resources on it because DICE has been a total failure to this point, and they're failing again. You're seeing you're watching a person die on the ground in front of you. Like, dude, they're about to die. Somebody do something. That's DICE at this point. They are failing. It's not an opinion. I know people love bringing that up. It's not an opinion. DICE is failing. That's why they all backed out. Said, all right, dude, this isn't working. It's not working on this. They had part working on Battlefield, part working on Battlefront. Both those games didn't really do well. They're like, all right, everyone focus on one thing. Let's make Battlefield. And that Battlefield's not doing good. So even if they did stay, do I think the game could be better? Yes. Do I think it could still be updated to this day and be good? Yes. I don't think the developers could do it, though. That are working on it could do it. Or at least in the current state of the higher-ups. So ultimately, it wouldn't happen. We can all dream, but these guys aren't capable. Even if the developers are, the higher-ups hold them back. Or whatever way you want to look at it. It's just not going to happen. Like their whole vision, they like talking about our vision is complete. Like that whole vision was just off. They could have done so well with this game. It's kind of sad when you think about it. Like I said, DICE used to they made my favorite game of all time, and watching them just fail miserably right now is not fun. And that's not even factoring in that I make money from this game. I'm just talking from a fan standpoint and a Star Wars fan standpoint. Like, even when you factor that in too, it's like, dude, you're really fucking up, you guys. You're fucking me up. You're fucking up so bad, you're fucking me up. Like, what the hell?
The fleet is fueled. Our mission has failed.
Well, I give up. I'm just going to get off. The stream's not going anywhere. So I'll see you tomorrow if we stream. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Bye.